So this is the 1100s. Our first player is E136912446. I'll just call them E. They're 17-5, so that's like 20 games played in their 1053 ranking, which is pretty impressive. And then we have, I think that first character is Gal. So I'll just call them Gal. If they're not Gal, then apologize. They're 22-0. So Chinese alt versus somebody who does quite well, who might also be an alt. So this is the 1100 match, and let's go. This is a standard game, Just versus Drake. Just pick is interesting. I don't really get the Just pick because airports seem really good here. Although I guess I'm not sure. And it's 3 bases, bigger map. But no, I always think Just picks are cool. Otherwise, we have Gal picking Drake. All these ports in the center means that his battleships stick around even longer than usual. And then, of course, mass damage is always a good thing, pretty much. Hard to go wrong with mass damage. Okay, let's get started. Mirrored opening so far. Still mirrored opening. Still mirrored opening. Okay, he goes for this capture instead of the mountain. The mountain allows you to go this way, and that way. If you have enough juice in you to get that far. I expect a tank on the bottom, maybe, to prevent that capture chain from happening. But no, they just go for straight infantry. By the way, this is my current rating zone, so in the 1100s. So I think that my expert analysis is gonna start becoming less and less expert as the video goes on from here on out. Okay, tanks, tank artillery. So far, nothing too flashy. Going for the com tower capture. Looks like it can be interrupted, although the tank, there'll be a tank exchange that starts. The good thing if you start this tank exchange is that it means that there's no interruption on this infantry. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Although I guess losing a tank really hurts. Okay, they interrupt with the infantry, which seems solid. Although, yeah, unless they're going to deny the com tower long term, I don't think it's going to be worth it. Because otherwise they could have just gotten a 200 income producing city. Wait, no, this is standard. Oh, this is standard, not high funds. Okay, that makes a little more sense now. Yeah, I was wondering why we weren't seeing any medium tanks and neo tanks. Okay, little formation here. So it's denying Drake. So Drake doesn't two-shot against the tanks. And just kind of likes tank exchanges. So this seems like a good solid move by our Just player. Oh, they have an artillery too, though. Maybe it's time to back off by red in the bottom. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't think there's an attack there that makes much sense. So I like that they did go for the long-term denial because just denying the comm tower for 1 or 2 turns really doesn't make it worth it. That's a really nice little nook for this artillery to sit in, covering its own comm tower as well as like preventing the opponent from walling up on it. Let's see. So far, it looks like a pretty even game. Um, red is just down that one tank. Income and army size are both the same. It's a nice little bulging formation up here. Sort of like pushing into the mountain area while keeping the units pretty safe. Okay, but moving the artillery does mean that, oh, okay, this is like a 200 IQ move. So instead of keeping the artillery there, E moves the artillery down to cover the port for the battleship build. Wait, did they even have a battleship build next turn? Oh, they could have skipped all. Oh, they could have tank joined. Okay, you tank join battleship. Okay. Okay, good eye. Yeah, I think a battleship there would hurt a lot. So this seems like a reasonable response. Because yeah, because of the tank join, the battleship. Oh, good. That's a really good catch by these players. I think I would have missed that. Going for some infantry exchanges versus Jess. That's usually a good idea. We have to, so now E has to defend his upper tower. Oh, and E goes for the first battleship. Okay. I feel like that might be unnecessary because you want your battleship already locks the tower. So I think that E's going to lose this infantry when they don't need to. And it sounds like a small thing, but you lose enough infantry in exchanges like that, and suddenly you get into trouble. So actually, the crazy thing here is the 2 ports are within range of each other. So the battleship, like this battleship, also denies this battleship. Um, and I guess the artillery has to stick around because it's a Drake battleship, which has 25 defense. Okay, nice little city grab happening here. They're currently even on income. I mean, I sure don't see a way for the medium tank to the other medium tank, but You could follow up with a bomber. Okay, so to respond to this push, E decides to push on the top, which is like a reasonable thing to do. Sometimes it's better not to defend the pushes. Sometimes you just gotta attack somewhere else in response. Okay, so Jess is in CO power range. Gao now has like a decent in unit count advantage, although that's starting to slip away a little bit. Oh, capturing the port. Okay, it's not. Yeah, so the port is going to be belonging to E after this. Where's the HQ? The HQ is in the center. So I was just thinking in terms of like, what if Red builds another battleship? Um, but I think that's excessive. You just, yeah. I think this, like, I think the way to win for now for Red is to just not die in the bottom, which is a pretty scary looking push. Um, all you need to do is build a bomber here. Okay, B-copter is okay, but has less tempo. Okay, kind of a big counterattack here. Yeah, that's a fairly sizable counterattack. Oh, here comes Typhoon. I forgot about that move. So Drake actually gets Typhoon before Jess gets Super CO power. Or before Jess uses Super CO power is the right way to say that. Oh no, the Neo tank! Oh, and because of the Typhoon, this now Okos. Ouch. Okay, yeah, that's an oversight that might cost you the game. Because now they're losing on two fronts. Wait, why does it say 8 there? Shouldn't it say like 4 or something? Yeah, so now Jess has to burn Super CO power just to do very minimal damage in response. I mean, all E needs to have in the bottom is another anti-air with them, like a deployed anti-air, and then it's like a totally lost cause. You're having to use a tank on two tanks on two infantry. You would have liked to see those tanks hit. Well, I can see the tanks are shielded. Okay, Gao has his Neo trapped in the upper right, and the artillery looks like it'll get the free shot off. This is wild. I would have figured that like double battleship or double port in the center means that you just can't lose, but it seems I would be mistaken about that. Okay, red cannot lose the tower in the top. Yeah, that's a nice split of attention move, taking the artillery on the battleship while also capturing the tower. But the problem is this can be attacked by the B-copter, so you can heal off the damage and not be too worried about it. Man, Drake's gonna get his Super CO power so soon. Man, he has basically no money. Yeah, building an artillery here instead of a tank. Mm, yeah, tank seems like, well, but the problem is like there's only one other tank there. So then losing both of your own tanks. I guess artillery does make sense. It's just I don't think that E saw this attack coming. Okay, now that is a serious problem. Having an infantry ready to capture your port while you're also having your tower captured over and over and over. That's a pretty bad split of tension between battleships. It might be even worth to put a black boat here. Kind of slows you down too much. Okay, turbocharge. Okay, so E resigns here. Oh, because Typhoon is on. Yeah, Typhoon is just going to hurt too much. And their infantry capturing all his properties in the bottom. I think that E could have defended a little bit better if they would have built a bomber. There were a couple opportunities to do so. I mean, the problem is that you lose a little bit of tank power at the top. But I don't know, bomber just seems really good. Um, this map kind of plays like high funds because the funding is around the. It looks like funding is 24,000. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think bomber build out of here a couple of times would have saved them some trouble because there was no anti-air in the region. Um, but yeah, I'm just sort of shocked to see like having double port here actually ends up losing. Yeah, definitely the most interesting game we've had so far, in my opinion.